Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Rin. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today I'm going to be painting this fall themed spread in my sketchbook. It had been quite a while since I have worked with watercolor. I have pretty much exclusively, before starting this, been working with ink for Inktober, which has been a lot of fun. I've been doing a very limited color palette for Inktober, and I feel like I've really learned a lot just allowing myself to only work with 3 colors. But I really miss just using lots of color and throwing in fun colors. I love making my art very colorful. That's something I really want to continue to work on the more I create. But yeah, so I thought today maybe we could talk about YouTube and doing social media, using social media as a tool to create an art portfolio and using it as a tool to share your art. I don't really know if this is something that anyone will be interested in hearing me talk about, but what I do know is that people told me they'll enjoy my videos more when there's a voiceover. So please leave a comment down below if there's anything in particular you would like to hear me talk about, or if you have any questions. Let me know if you still like my videos with voiceovers. Coming up with ideas for what to talk about, I feel like, is the hardest part of doing YouTube for me, to be honest. So hopefully this is interesting. You know, I've just recently came up on my 1-year anniversary on YouTube, and YouTube has been such an interesting experience for me personally, because I did used to post my art on Instagram, and I used to have a Twitter account as well, or X. I do not have any other accounts except for a Pinterest account as of right now, so I don't think anybody's going to be impersonating me, but in case randomly you find somebody who is, it's not me. I honestly only have those 2 accounts, that's it. But when I used to do both of those forms of social media, I would get pretty much little to no response on my art, and so when I started YouTube, I was expecting the same experience, and I just posted a short kind of on a whim, like, well, maybe it'll work out, maybe it won't. I've liked filming, I've liked editing for a really long time, and I just edited little videos for myself for quite a while before I started YouTube. And so I already kind of knew a little bit about filming and editing that I had already taught myself. And I remember, like, I posted that video. I think it posted sometime in the middle of the night because I didn't schedule it right. I didn't know what I was doing. And it got, I think, like 300 or 400 views. And I was so shocked that it got I remember thinking, like, if this gets 10 views, I'll be surprised. And so just immediately having that positive reception was really such a huge encouragement to me, because I'm really a big believer that we shouldn't let what other people think of us define us in any way. Our identity should not be found in that, and our value as artists should not be found in what other people think of us. But it definitely can be discouraging when you work hard on something and you never get any feedback. So just the fact that my short was getting liked and views was such an encouragement to me. But I still definitely have rough moments when videos don't do well. I heard somebody describe YouTube once, that it was kind of like doing an unpaid internship and just kind of hoping everything works out, which I would say is a very accurate experience. I've never done an internship, but it is definitely that feeling of like you're working for somebody for free, and you just kind of hope they hire you at some point. If you are doing YouTube for the very traditional reason of being monetized, to be 100% honest, that is definitely why I started a channel. I really wanted to create art. I still want to be able to do art, even if it's not full-time and like my only source of income. I'd love to be able to do art as a source of income. I'm so thankful that a community has started to be built here, and as that community has gotten bigger, I have realized that that is actually becoming just as important to me as being monetized and being able to create and be able to pursue a passion professionally. Because for a long time, I didn't really know why I was creating. I was just creating because it was something that I had some natural skill at. And I don't know that I necessarily think that's entirely wrong, but come to recognize that's not enough to get me through art block and get me through analytics being low and, struggling. Also come to realize that I really want to create an art community that isn't stressed about their work being perfect and doesn't, feel the pressures of having to have everything they create be perfect. Like, mistakes are good, right? I know it can feel really disappointing and like a waste of time when you work super hard on something and it doesn't turn out how you wanted it to, and it can feel like, I used to feel like this all the time, like, oh my gosh, I just wasted all this time, I don't want to redraw this, I don't want to retry. My mom will tell you, I used to have so many conversations about, like, she'd be like, well, you draw it again, and I'd be like, I'm not drawing it again, I drew it once, I'm done with it, which is hilarious to think about now because I redraw stuff all the time because we learn from those pieces. There's so much of an opportunity to learn from the things that didn't turn out the way we wanted them to. And I feel like that's in and of itself, like, there isn't really any mistakes. You know what I mean? Like, there's pieces that you create that didn't turn out how you wanted them to, but they aren't really mistakes because there's still something to be learned from each one of them. Even if that something that you're learning takes time and takes, many redraws and many recolorings, that's okay. It's not a competition. I feel like social media can make anything feel like a competition, and I hope, at least for my YouTube channel, this becomes a space where people don't feel like they have to compete. I am a big believer in life in general that we don't need to feel the pressure of competing. Life is hard enough, and there's lots of things to learn. There's lots of things to get better at. Somebody else might have already learned those things. Somebody else might be better and have more of a skill set in a certain area than you do. But that's okay. That doesn't mean what you're creating isn't good. It means that there's more to learn. I feel like maybe we should reframe this idea of somebody else being better than us as a negative thing into being something inspirational and be like, hey, I'm capable of creating that too, right? Like, another human being created that. That means I also have the ability to create that if I am willing to put in the time and effort to gain that skill. And I think that's amazing. Like, other people in our fields, whatever that field might be we're working in, show us what we are capable of. I think that's incredible. Anyway, all that to say that I definitely think we can be our own worst critics. And if you are also somebody who does content creation or post somewhere on social media, just as an encouragement, you're doing a great job. What you create has value. Don't give up. I know it's hard sometimes, but don't give up. You have something only you can give and offer to people, and that something is needed. It's valuable and important and is worth sharing, and it's worth putting time and effort into growing your skills, even though that can be a really hard process. Don't give up. All right, it's that time of the video where the introvert has run out of things to talk about, so please just enjoy this last little bit of the video, and I will see y'all for the outro. So this is how it turned out. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. This was a lot of fun to paint. I really enjoyed it. Let me know down below what you'd like to see me paint next. I woke up the other morning and really wanted to draw Pokemon, so maybe Pokemon will be the next video. I don't know. Leave a comment down below what your favorite Pokemon is and maybe I'll draw it. But thank you for watching, and remember to be kind and stay cozy.